Hi, and welcome back to Diatonic Dissection, where we crack open music to see what makes it tick. Today, we're looking at the music to Pokemon Gym from the Pokemon Blue and Red soundtrack, composed by Junichi Masuda. This is the music that plays as you battle trainers and the gym leader in one of the 8 Kanto gyms. As always, because we're here on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to appease the algorithm gods. Leave comments about what you want to see, as I am excruciatingly indecisive. As always, the sheet music for this can be found on Patreon, patreon.com/Diatonic Dissection. It's just £2 a month, and it helps the channel massively. Boring technical details. This was recorded using an ESP H3 1007B baritone 7-string guitar, a Dingwall NG3 6-string bass, a Korg Kross 2 keyboard, a Neural DSP Quad Cortex for the guitar and bass effects, and all of this was recorded in Reaper. Now, before we get into the chords and then drill further into the individual parts, there are a few things about this track to discuss. The tempo is 140 BPM and the key is C major. However, there is a caveat about the key. Even though most of the B's in this are flattened, the key is actually in C instead of F. This piece is actually written in the Mixolydian scale. This is the same as the major scale, except it has a flattened 7th. Now for the chords. For section A, the introduction is made entirely of 2 melody lines, and they form lots of falls before getting to the main melody. After the introduction, the chords alternate between an inverted C and B flat major and an E minor. The B flat is a major chord because, as I said earlier, the Mixolydian scale has a flattened 7th, so it makes the 7th chord in the scale major instead of diminished. You can almost hear the melody in these chords alone. For melody 2 in section A, as always, melody 2 is the main melody, even though it's the second channel, goodness knows why. The main melody for Pokemon Gym is relatively straightforward. The only thing to note would be the rhythms in bar 8 and the quick little B-flat arpeggio at the very end of the section at bar 10. For the counterpoint, aka melody 1, it's a more involved part than the main melody, but thankfully it is mostly sequential notes. However, keep an eye out for the final bar, which features an arpeggio that runs in unison with the main melody. Like the Pokemon Center track, the bass part is lots of jumping thirds and fourths. Just be careful of the pickup into bar 3. Also, like the previous track, there are no drums, so it's your job to keep it steady. Section B. The chords are very similar to part A, with a couple of extra chords thrown in, an E diminished at bar 14 and finishing on a C suspended 4th over F. It sounds bad in the context of this performance, as it's not a complete resolution, but it works very well if you're looping the track, as it leads back to the root very neatly. For the most part, section B is simpler for melody 2, however there are more instances of the little gallop rhythm, particularly in the last 2 bars. Melody 1 is still quite involved, so keep an eye out for the broken thirds. For the bass, there's more jumping thirds and fourths and a random A right at the very end. And that's it, a short but sweet one. As always, leave a like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, shout to Swan in the name of the algorithm gods. If you want the sheet music for this, then sign up over on the Diatonic Dissection Patreon, patreon.com/Diatonic Dissection. Just $2 whole US dollars a month for access to all the sheet music, both past and present, and if you stay subscribed, in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it interesting/entertaining, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!